I'm going to go over my $25,000 stock plan. Primarily going to be looking at the covered strangles in terms of what I'm looking for. So first the numbers, going to look for using up to $15,000 in covered strangles on stocks. We'll do up to $4,000 in poor man covered calls, 2.5K in the TQQQ put credit spread, and then it converts to a poor man covered call, up to 2 contracts. 1.5K in a broken wing butterfly on SPX, $2,000 in SVOL. It's about 100 shares after the margin. We're not going to drip the dividends, just collect the premium from or collect the dividends. Same thing with BIL, 100 shares is about 2.2K, and don't drip the dividends. And that adds up to about 25,000. I'm going to leave a few extra thousand as a buffer. So in general, Miles Davis over Mozart. You want to be more jazz-like. So if I'm high on BP, if my margin requirements are getting pretty high, I'm not going to necessarily follow these things. In general, don't go over 50% in your buying power. So if I'm over 50%, I'm not going to add on any new trades then. Let's just say if over, then only close positions to get under the 50% BP before I do any other positions. So for the covered strangle, we're going to do, similar as a strategy guide, 2 contracts of the TQQQ, PCS, and PMCC. It's a 5 WIF, so you need 500 times 2, or $1,000 to start. And then a little more if it turns into the poor man covered call. I want to be able to buy the leap or slightly longer dated bought call a little bit more than the $1,000 that I need. Now, when entering a position, look for the sell put indicator on Theta Pro. These are for covered strangles and other poor man covered calls. Usually sell a little out of the money on the covered call because you want to get some possible premium from the capital gains as well. And then ideally a little bit above the recent resistance line. And then ideally sell a put below a recent support. For each position, I'm going to follow the max number of shares. For instance, some have 200 shares, some have 400 shares, and whatnot. If it hits, then sell covered calls above cost basis. So let's say I get to a max of 200 shares, and I know that's my max. I'm not going to do another cash secured put. I'm just going to try to sell covered calls above the cost basis or initial share price if the premiums are pretty good. One of the main things I want to focus on is on the naked puts. You want to get at least 4% on your margin. The way to do that is you divide the premium you collect by the buying power needed. Pretty easy to do in many positions, and I'll show you shortly. On the covered call, try to get at least 2% premium. This won't always happen because you have to buy the 100 shares of stock, and that uses up more margin than selling a naked put. But it's still possible in many cases, as you'll see. Same thing, divide your premium by the cost to buy the 100 shares. And then if you need to, you could go closer at the money to get that 2%. So a few things on these 2 points here. This is on you. It was a stock I was looking at yesterday. Fundamentals are good. This is the recent support lines. It's in the black line here. See how it touched. And then we got the sell put indicator in the daily chart. So Theta Pro says it could be a good position to do a covered strangle on. So when you look at the premiums for it, first on the cash or naked put side, ideally we try to sell below the 25.36 or so. If I sell the 24.13, I'm going to get between $15 to $25 in premium. Let's just say I get around 20. I'm going to take your premium, $20, divide it by the buying power of 246. So if you do 20 divided by 246, you're getting 8% premium off your margin that you're using. And then ideally, and my main goal is to get at least 4% on the naked puts. That's pretty easy to do in many cases. Even though this isn't paying a lot of money, it's using very little margin anyway. And I'd be perfectly happy getting assigned at 24.13 because, again, this support line at 25, so 24.13 is around here, and that's okay to get an extra 100 shares of position when you look at the chart. Covered calls are a little harder. That's why I went to 2% premium on the margin. So if I buy 100 shares, it's going to need 1373 in buying power from your margin. So now let's say I try to sell a little bit out of the money. It's at 27.27. If I sell the 29.13, let's say I get around 0.55 or so. I'm going to take the 0.55 and divide it by 1373. So 55 over 1373. And there I get 4% on my margin. Perfectly fine, because if you look at the charts, if I could sell the 29.13, we were a bit higher. We did drop down, but 29.13 is over here. If we draw a line real quick, you could see there's multiple touch points right here at the 28.11. And the black line I just posted here. 29.13 is above it. So there's a chance that it goes beyond that resistance line, and I'm perfectly fine with that because this is a bullish strategy, and I would like it to go above the 29.13. By doing that, I'm going to be taking in the $55 premium no matter what, and then I'll get capital gains from 27.27 up to 29.13. If I do 29.13 minus 27, what was it? 0.27. I'm going to get $186 in capital gains as well, plus the premiums that I receive. So I'm perfectly fine with it going past this resistance line. If it doesn't go past the resistance line, I still get the premium at least. Resistance is around 28.1 or so. So I could look at selling the 28 as well. It's perfectly fine selling either one of these. Notice if I'm selling closer to the at the money, I'm going to get more premium that way. So here I might get around $90 in premium. 90 divided by the cost of the shares, 1373. So do 90 divided by 1373. Getting 6% on your margin requirement in less than a month, which is perfectly fine. And you get a little bit of capital gains, not as much as the 29 one, but you would make from 28 to 27.27, you make about $73 extra as well if it goes beyond the 28. So both of these positions are perfectly fine to take. If you want more initial premium, more of a guarantee, higher return, if it doesn't move very dramatically, you would sell the 28. If you're okay with getting a little bit less premium, but possible bigger capital gains, I would sell the 29.13. So this is a possible position I'll do tomorrow. Let's look at one more. Looking at SoFi. SoFi is 16.02. Cash secured put, I want at least 4% on my buying power. Let's look at the chart first to see what possible strikes. So here's SoFi. Just a quick look at possible resistance lines. It bounced off here. It also bounced here. And it's really hard to see exactly. I would say this is a decent resistance line, but not a perfect one. Around 14.6 or so. So I want to sell a little bit below that. And look at the 14. You could also sell the 14.5. They're both very close to that resistance line. The 14 pays 0.22 divided by 228. So 22 divided by 228. Gets you 9.6% return on your premium. Perfectly fine. For the covered call side, let's look at possible resistance. See over here is the high, bounced off it. It's a decent resistance right here, around the 17 strike. So I can look to sell around the 17, probably go a little bit higher, 17.5. If you sell the 17, first the cost of buying 100 shares is $810. And then if I sell around the 17, 0.57. So 0.57 divided by 810, 57 over 810. Get 7% on your margin, perfectly fine. I could go even higher if I want for more possible capital gains. So the 18 is 32 or so. 32 over 810. And you get about 4%, perfectly fine as well. So you want to think about, are you okay for getting less initial premium, but more possible capital gains? In that case, I'd sell the 18. Could even go even higher if you want. If you want more initial premium, not necessarily as many capital gains, you would probably sell a little bit closer to at the money, around the 17 or so. Then on the guides, I have all the links to the different strategy guides. Make sure you read through these. Covered Strangles, PCS to PMCC, Broken Wing Butterfly. Target income goal off 25,000 is going to be $500. It's my target. I'm not going to necessarily get it every month. But if I make $500 off 25,000, that'll be good. But there, get at least 2% a month on my target goal. I'm not trying to get too greedy here. 2% is perfectly fine with me. The approximate numbers, could get approximately $400 on Covered Strangles, approximately $60 on the PCS to PMCC. Dividends from SVOL currently around $26 with 100 shares. Bills about $35 with 100 shares. All this adds up to a little bit more than $500. And then I also wrote there might be capital gains if your covered call gets exercised, or the poor man covered call closes above your initial cost. So if I'm doing just a straight poor man covered call and it moves up quite a bit, I might just close the position to get good capital gains on the leap option that I bought. And you might get more income off the Broken Wing Butterfly. Finally, I want to be able to keep a lot of my profits into long-term investments. So every 3 months, I'm going to take half my profits and buy SPY shares. So let's say I make $1,500 in 3 months. I'm going to buy $750 of SPY. So hopefully this was a helpful guide. One other quick thing on the spreadsheet for 2025, I highlighted the cost that I bought my shares for each thing in red. And then I'm doing my cost basis in blue. The way to figure out your cost basis is you're going to take your initial cost to buy your shares, subtract your covered calls and cash secured puts. Pretty easy to do if you have 100 shares. If you have more than 100 shares, say you get a sign on a naked put, then we have to average the price of the shares that I bought and where I got exercised. And then you also take your premiums and divide by 2 if it's 200 shares. On the very end of this, the profit loss statement, keeping it very straightforward here, I'm going to look at my premiums that I collect, premiums that I might lose if I have to close out something. Let's say I'm doing a poor man covered call and it goes past the short strike price. I might close that out for a loss. And then I'd probably just close the leap for capital gain anyway, which will typically be higher than the loss of the premium anyway. In case I have to close a covered strangle at a loss on shares, so let's say I bought shares at $15 a share, it's going against me, and maybe I close it at $14 a share, that'd be a $100 loss per 100 shares. I'm also going to look at monthly premiums that I'm collecting. For January, I collected $407 in all my premiums in the covered strangle. All I did there is I added the calls and put premiums for each position I'm in. You can also have at least $500 in this total thing. I also sold a poor man covered call on XOXL, took in $85 on the sold call. I'm going to be doing these shortly. TQQ PCS will be some premium. Brooklyn Butterfly could be some premium. And then the dividends. The total premium, I'm just going to add all these numbers up and then divide. I'm using 27,000 just to have a little buffer. I just want to make sure my percents are at least 2%. And they'll be 2% by Friday this week just because I'm going to be buying some of these as well. I'm also going to look at if I gain any capital gains. I can do losses and capital gains here. So if any of mine covered strangles go above the covered call and then I get exercised, at that point I would write the gain off the covered strangle. If I closed out my bought poor man covered call for a gain, I'll write it there. And then if I convert my poor man covered call to a PCS, I would put my premium here as well. So hopefully all this was helpful. If you have any questions, leave me a comment in the Discord. I'm trying to keep things a little bit more straightforward on this accounting. So hopefully it helps, and I'll see you guys on the next one.